Hello guys, so today we'll be making paper and for that we will need any paper that you would like to recycle. Here I'm using my observation sheets which I was supposed to use but never got to use because of pandemic. So thanks to that. Anyway, so here I am cutting the paper into smaller bits of paper. Since I had pink paper as well, I separated them into another bowl. Once we're done cutting the paper, we'll have to soak the paper in hot water. The reason that I've used hot water is because it gets done faster. It took me about 1 hour for the paper to turn malleable and saturate. For the next step, I decided to go with a traditional method of making it into a paste. As you can see, I've got a whole system going on here. Soak the paper, pulverize and transfer the pulp into the tub. Now from an outside perspective, it would seem like a tedious job. And let me clear that. Yes, it is. Next up, to add some texture to the handmade paper, I decided to cut up some threads. So here I have yellow, red and pink thread. I thought the colors went really well together. Once the pulp is ready, it's time to add water. I'm not entirely sure how much water I added. So if you feel there's too much pulp, then you add more water. And if you feel there's too much water, you add more pulp. Does that make sense? And now it's time for some toppings for the paper. You can also add dried flowers, feather, glitter, anything of your choice. The reason I'm using corn flour here is to act as a stiffening agent for the paper. Traditionally, a mold and decal is used, but I decided to use a sieve because it serves the same purpose. The only difference is once the paper is ready, it would be in the shape of a circle. As you can see, I'm struggling here, so it takes a couple of attempts to get it perfect, so don't give up. A pointer to remember before using the sponge is to dampen the sponge so that the pulp doesn't stick onto the dry sponge. I placed the paper on a cotton cloth and kept it near a window where there's sunlight for it to dry overnight. In this second method, I will be using natural pigment to make yellow paper. So here I'm using turmeric. Paper making process takes a whole day if you're making multiple papers. So if you would like to continue the next day, you can collect the pulp and store it in an airtight container. For this method, I'm using the pink paper pulp and corn flour to stiffen it. The only drawback that I noticed using this method is the paper gets really thick. So you can use it as a bookmark or as a decorative for gift wrapping. I'm using a rolling pin here to spread the paper evenly, and to make it thinner, it helps to an extent. The reason that I've used a microfiber towel is for the paper to come off easily once it's dry. So if you desperately need a square paper, then you can cut the circle into a square. As you can see, while I'm drawing, there is no bleeding that's happening. So the paper is good to use. So do give it a try and let me know how it goes.